afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday throwback edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and rocking with me is my brother, Wildman Teddy T, a.k.a. Baron the Mound Builder.
Yes.
What it do, man? I saw you all night, Teddy, with you and some of your featured friends.
Yeah, I do social media last night is what I was doing. Social media
That's what we
for the
call
party.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all just being seen with the people, at the party, so people who didn't come can be like, wow, that was a cool party.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is. And of course, this is the Ask Mathis show. I am your host, Reginald Mathis, and I got my brother, as always, Wildman Teddy T, Baron the Mound Builder. And of course, man, we talking about the birthday party for none other than Tremar. Right, that guy. Tremar Flo-rida Birthday, man. Celebrating life. His birthday is actually today, but he began celebrating yesterday. So of course, man, being here in sunny South Florida, man, we had to take it to the ocean yesterday. So that's why y'all didn't see me on yesterday. We were out and about. I think we had, when it was all said and done, Teddy T, man, I think when it was all said and done, Teddy T, I think we had probably about six vessels.
6?
Had a 115 footer, another 100 footer, 265 footers, and about 4 jet skis and a 50 footer, bro. It was insane, man. And of course, man, also birthday shout out to Johnny Batista, aka Johnny Boy. Y'all recognize Johnny Boy from the Rick Ross hustling video that introduced Rick Ross to the world. Johnny Boy is the guy that's counting money in the Rick Ross video at the beginning of Hustler. So his birthday was actually yesterday. So for about the last 10 years, Johnny Boy and Flo have, they do a little joint lituation, shall I say. Lituation, man. So they was able to get me out on the water during the day, bruh. But, when it was time for that late night Playboy party, bruh, I had to think twice, man. I had to think twice because number one, out there on that water, in that sun, and with those libations flowing, my judgment wasn't all the way where it needed to be. You feel me? And so I know if I had kept it moving, I may have forgotten that I'm a married man. I may have forgotten. That my mama's at the house and my little baby's at the house, and I just said, you know what?
You did your
Sometimes
part.
you need to follow your first mind.
That's it. You did
And I
your
said,
part.
you know what? I'm gonna take this one home, and y'all got my.
We took care of it for you. I was here.
And I saw.
Yeah.
I watched. I watched you guys. Do y'all thing, man. I saw about 2 or 3 masks. Not a whole lot of social distancing.
Not a whole lot.
So
But I had my mask on in between drinks.
For the next 14, 15 days, you know what I mean? I will be staying away from all of y'all for the next 14, 15 days, man. But I get it, man. It was definitely love was in the air. Shout out to Trick Daddy, boy. I know Trick Daddy got he got to have the vaccine, man. This dude got lupus and all kind of premorbidities, but he was there. He was there.
There till about 12, I think. I think he exited sometime because
Hood Brat. Is it Hood Brat or Hood Baby?
Hood Brat.
Hood Brat. Or her project is Hood Baby. Hood Brat and Trap Becker and them, they done got there from Atlanta, he and T the Tastemaker. So I'm already saying and then you got John Silver, the dancer from L.A., he in the building. So I'm like, And then Alex done snuck in from D.C. I'm like, man, no.
Whatchamacallit was here, my brother.
It's just too many people.
Peter Thomas was here.
It's just too many people from different places that's around different people. I say, you know what? It'll be -1. Y'all will be fine. Without Raul, y'all will be fine. Raul had his fun earlier in the day.
That's right.
He did his thing in the day.
But I could say that it wasn't overpopulated to the point like the dance floor, the middle was open. People, the one thing about parties, people move in pockets. You know what I mean? So everybody's like by the bar at first. And then as people start coming, they start drilling down the sides. But the whole middle of the dance floor where the Playboy was at was always wide open, at least until I left. Because like I said, about 12:45, I had to go outside and I waited for Flo to pull up to get that footage. And then I was gone.
That's what it is, man. So as it seems like, we creeping back into normalcy. Is that?
Well, phase 3's coming. Like they're already at the schools now. Northwestern, the teachers are back in school. They're actually doing the.
Broward County announced that they were going to resume in-person learning October 5th.
That's what everybody's doing. October.
They movie theaters will reopen, but without snacks.
Without no snacks.
In 2 weeks. So
what? You got to bring your own.
First off, hold on, Teddy. What you mean you got to bring your own?
You got to.
When haven't we, man? We bring dinners. Bro, we bring dinners in there. What you talking about, bro?
I haven't been to the movies.
Went to the movies with oxtails.
Bring your own bottle, everything.
What you mean? I guess they just say, man, y'all just do what y'all been doing, but we not going to be selling for a minute.
Right.
But come on. Right. Black people, like, they sell snacks at the movies. Because your mama and them be like, well, you don't need nothing there. Box of M&M's cost $5. Well, we bring a whole crate.
I love that popcorn. I get my popcorn, then I get a cup of butter.
It's the smell, bro. It's the smell. It's something. They got that crack smell on that popcorn. It's something about movie popcorn. You cannot get that.
You got to
anywhere, bro. You cannot get that movie smell anywhere, bro. It's like, it's like some kind of sage.
Even when you get the movie popcorn,
it don't smell the same.
Even when you get the movie popcorn from the store and stuff like that, and you warm it up in the microwave, it still don't smell as good. It still don't taste as good.
Nah, it's like some old warehouse where those popcorn makers are. But you just can't do it. You just can't do it, man. So. Do we want to talk about our president today, or we gonna keep it moving, man? Because I just really get tired of having to talk about this guy all the time, bro. I'm really tired of talking about this man all the time.
Is it newsworthy?
It just done broke me down, bro.
Is it newsworthy? Is it something
it's just, man, just he just checked. He just checked the head of the CDC. The head of the CDC, basically testified under oath in front of Congress that, masks is the number one prophylactic when it comes to the prevention or, the tamping down of these numbers for the coronavirus.
They even
and then the president came out was like basically like, oh, he was mistaken. He don't know what he's talking about. Like this guy is the epitome of I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express, so I'm now an expert. Like he watched football and he telling the folks, oh, we having rallies during the games now. It used to be we wouldn't even have rallies. They say, don't do it. They're playing the game today, or let's do it after the game. Now they're saying, oh, let's do it during the game. Who's watching? Nobody's watching. Man, this dude is really trying to polarize everybody. So he's just trying to make it like, okay, they want to have all this racial reckoning stuff. These players, these athletes, let's see where they are if I keep the fans away. If I keep the fans away, then the TV's gonna, they're gonna lose interest in the TV, and they're not gonna get these big television contracts. And if they don't get these television contracts, then they'll be forced to play on the courts back in their hoods.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna play if they don't have the support of white people? The white people don't support, or if the white people get turned off, which is what he tried to do with Colin Kaepernick in 26. Well, when he came to power in 2016, and Colin Kaepernick was in the midst of kneeling with the San Francisco 49ers, he started saying, people are going to tune out from the game. And then that's when you had Mike Pence go and do that photo op at the game. And when he saw Colin Kaepernick, he walked out. Same thing that happened on Broadway. He went to see Hamilton, and then they just started addressing Pence, like right there from the stage. And Pence was just like, man, I'm out of here. I'm not here for that, man. But the whole thing about cancel culture, folks are like, oh, we hate cancel culture, but that's exactly what this is. This is an attempt by the president to cancel out the voice of black athletes, whether it is Naomi Osaka, who just won the U.S. Open. She's Haitian and Japanese, even though she, grew up a little bit in Japan, but mostly here in Florida, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But she was a dual citizen, but then Japan, at the age of 22, they force you to choose. Like, they don't allow you to maintain dual citizenship. So at 22, her father, who's the Haitian dude, and I would love to hear his perspective, why he asked her to maintain her Japanese citizenship. But, she wore 7 face masks, which represented the 7 matches. And the last one she wore was that of Tamir Rice, which,
awesome.
She bought, a lot of notoriety, even back in Japan, because she's battling back in Japan. Because there's a thing about, what they call mixed race people in Japan. Like, it's not very popular to do that. Japan, like China, is a very homogeneous society. So when you come in with the different or the other look, which may be why the father, he may have been a trailblazer, even though he watched Richard Williams, who is the father of Serena and Venus Williams, and basically followed his blueprint for how he raised his daughter. So a lot of the steps that they took, as far as not skipping the amateur ranks, he just coached them, and then they turned professional. It's the same thing that Naomi did. So, and she's bought a house out in L.A. with her boyfriend, Corday, who's a rapper.
From Atlantic.
Yeah, he's a pretty good rapper.
He got a record right now with Roddy Ricch called Gifted. That's real nice.
Let's see what it is, man. Let's go ahead and shout out to, Naomi, who, they kind of look like brothers and sisters. But,
they look just alike them. Yeah. He's so small, too. He's a small dude.
Yeah. So it was, cool to see him. Dedicating this one to Naomi Osaka and her dude. This is her dude, man.
Cause I'm gifted, and I know what my gift is. And I know I'm gifted, and I know what my gift is. I got a whole lot of people that's been counting on me. Got this bad little shawty going down on it. I met shorty and we connected like the Wi-Fi. Hopped in the Phantom, disappeared like wildlife. I told that I would make it, they say no way. Watch them, that might eat up off of your plate. They caught me sliding on the E-way with the heat on the seat. I got tennis chains with crosses, but I still keep a piece. See, I was 12 years with a Tommy fit, 15 cranking Bobby. I was 17 years on this earth when I popped the perk when my body itch. Need a pound of blow when I'm drowning slow. I was down below, word to Roddy Rich. We was slap boxing, no karate kid. Start to see the difference with a lot of shit. And my grandma got a lot of kids. Bought which farm, no mileage is. His says fifth and got a product fit, but I still got a lot of wallet. It's that I asked for. Remember last year I was mad poor. See my mama cry over homicides, now she down to fly, she got a passport. And my brother locked for a back door. Got my grandmama new Jaguar. Big body whips like Shaq card, no credit check, straight cash card. No stress like progress, that's most deaf like Black Star. Seen the future in my Audemars. Stack paper, don't do no facade. I got a whole lot of people that's been counting on me. Got this bad little shawty going down on it. I met shorty and we connected like the
that's in the lane of what's going on right now. So shout out, right now I think he's being a nice little house husband.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind being a house husband for about 6 months. You know what I mean?
Then you got to get out. You can't do that.
No, I could do it for about 6 months. Let's say I want to write a book or something like that. All I'm doing is working out and cooking. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Working out and cooking. Mm-hmm. Just give me 6 months.
Now we've used a segue over now into Cardi B and Offset.
Oh
yeah.
For that as being the house man.
I mean, they basically saying he's been unfaithful to her the whole time.
The whole time.
Saying that's not the reason that the divorce is supposed to be going down.
Do you know why the reason it's happening is because she came out with that WAP, and in the bathroom with the ladies, they talk about why should you take care of a man, even though you're the breadwinner. You need to find somebody that got more than you.
What you mean he the breadwinner? Offset ain't broke.
He's not broke. But at the same time, she has got her money. She's crazy. Like he got to split everything.
She asking him for alimony and child support.
Already?
That's what you asked for.
They got the dough like that though.
Yeah, she said she didn't want no. She said she didn't want money for the kids. She said she got her own money to take care of the kids. But like Serena make all this money, but her husband make more money than her. And that's
right. He's a billionaire. He's the founder of what, Reddit?
Right.
Reddit.
And that's what they want now. They want, like, you could be the breadwinner, but you need somebody that's winning more than you. And that's where she's at.
Know about that one, Teddy T, man. I say, especially if they filed in Georgia, which is smart on his part versus California. So being in Georgia,
common law,
you can come in there and you look at the cost of living in Georgia versus the cost of living in New York or the cost of living in California or even the cost of living in Florida. So they'll be all right.
Yeah,
they'll definitely be all right. I was definitely rooting for them. I mean, that's one of the things, man. I got married young, bro. It's just not. I don't recommend it, bro. I don't recommend it. It's just so many things that life,
You think things out there.
I really think you should, personally, you should wait till you, for a female, maybe very, very early 30, like right around 30. But for a dude, you know what I'm saying, like 34, 35, just because that gives you the opportunity to really, know who you are. You got to know who you are first, and things change and people evolve, and then, the things that you was into, you're not even necessarily into anymore, and people, as they grow and they mature, and you like, man. It's you doing things out of obligation as opposed to doing it
because you want to.
Because you want to, and I think it's better when you wait because you really know what you want. And then, so what happens, especially I get it. I get with Offset. This man going all over the world with two other dudes. They the top hip-hop act that's going in this environment that we're in right now, which is overly sexual, overly charged up with, and the lyrics, you hear it, everything they tell. I come in, I got it, I met it, and she get in my thing, and I got it, I got it. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, so you got the folks that's showing up, and they like, I'll do it, pick me. And it's like, nah, I'm going to go back to the room. And everybody like, hey, well, we got this going on. Nah, I'm going to go back to the room. I'm going to FaceTime with my lady. You know, y'all, you know, you go into the room, you might do that 2-3 times. Go back to the room.
2-3 weeks.
While you on tour. While you on tour.
Week.
2-3 times. You on tour. You in there FaceTiming. And it's like, oh, baby, I love this. I love you. And then it's like, what's that knocking out here on the wall? Oh, that's just the crew and the fans next door doing whatever they want to do. And what did Faith Evans do?
That's it.
To Biggie?
That's it. Came right
Same
to the door.
thing. She, you know what I mean?
Right to the door.
It's the hardest thing. It is the hardest thing.
Especially in
to
entertainment.
do, bro.
I think like when you got Snoop Dogg, he's been with his wife since high school. Ice Cube's been with his wife since Ice Cube.
And they both cheated. I don't know about Ice Cube, but I know Snoop cheated a lot. And his wife had, you know, they worked it out.
But they worked it out, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But they've been together since high school. You know what I'm saying? And I remember Keon Doolin, when he married his high school sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? So is this if that person is for you, you know, then why not? I mean, my first marriage, you know, it didn't last long, but I just got married to get divorced, so it was different for me.
Teddy, doing slavery times?
No, that sounds like some of them immigration.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Partnership, baby. Partnership.
Yeah, partnership. No scam here. Just a partnership.
It's a partnership. That's all.
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely like marriages, you know. But entertainers really like. How many Richard Pryor had? 5 wives, 4 wives.
He married one of them a couple times.
You know what I'm saying? So entertainers, they do that. And then they'll marry somebody that somebody else had, and then they'll show up together with the other people.
Oh, that sounds like you watched that Once Upon a Time in L.A. That Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio flick, and the director who lived next door. They switched wives. I mean, it's definitely real, and it happens not only with entertainers and other folks, but it just happens. So, you know, once you got to get out there and sow your royal oats. You get out there, sow your oats, and then you come back and say, you know what, I'm tired of this. I want somebody to build a home with. Yep. You know, I want, you know what I'm saying? Like this is so I root for anybody that does it young and does it early. Like you hear people that were together since 12, 13 years old and they
still together.
Still together.
My wife and I knew each other since she was like 15. I was like 16. And, you know what I'm saying, we together now. But, you know, we had our ups and downs and broke up throughout the time when we growing up as kids, teenagers in high school and stuff like that. I moved down here and then dated some people down here and everything like that. And me and her end up connecting back together. And
right. I mean, that's what they say. If you love somebody and if it's true,
let them go.
You let them go. And if it's true, they'll come back. So that's admirable. Definitely, you know, they have something in between. And I thought when they had their breakup before, that for, you know, saying I want to be with my wife, I want to be with my child. You know, those are very, very strong impulses. Those are very strong impulses as well, because it's that feeling of loss. So you have that feeling of loss, but how long can you ride that feeling?
Right.
How long can you ride that feeling before you get that other feeling?
Because you get it right back when you get it back.
And, you know, if you can't stay together during this time of a pandemic,
it's problems.
Yeah, y'all got a problem. Y'all got a problem because you got to understand, like, you know, during the time, you're like, oh, I wish I could spend this time with you. I wish I could spend this time, but I got to hit the road. You know, I got to go get the bag while it's here, especially when you talk about Cardi B. When the last time we was talking about Nicki Minaj for her music?
Right.
And there was a time you could not get Nicki Minaj off your tongue.
Right.
You know, it's definitely when it came to the female rapper game. Like, I think the BET Awards, I think she has gotten like 11 in a row before, like, the challenges they had for her, like in the competition, like everybody just sitting in there like, who are these people? Like just regional people going against the biggest, Nicki Minaj. So she just was wrapping up. And I know she probably felt like it's going to be like this forever.
Ever.
And then the last person she probably thought was going to depose her would be Cardi B, followed by the City Girls. Not then which paved the way for Megan Thee Stallion to just come in there and really
and now,
put it as a lyricist. Because, you know, she probably looked at Cardi B, oh, that's a novelty. She probably looked at the City Girls like, you know, they never gonna cross over. That in her mind, that's probably, oh, they'll never cross over. But then when Megan Thee Stallion came,
and being a dark skinned chick
I know
too.
she just started like,
being a dark skinned chick.
Who is this
Megan.
chick?
you know what I mean?
And now Salty's on her second number
Man,
one
now
single.
you got Saweetie and you got, bruh, it's so many, and Mulatto,
yeah.
bruh, it's, you know what I mean? It just lets you know that, you know, what a segue when we talk about Flo-rida and we talk about his birthday. What a segue when how many people, you know, when he went down that lane, like he came out with Low, you know what I mean? Low is just another rap song that would fit wherever. It fit wherever. Like, you know, he came out and it was just a great song. But that song crossed over. So the issue is, you know, what is he going to do with that crossover? Right. What is he going to do with that crossover? So when he followed up Low with Right Round, when he followed up with Right Round, it was over in that lane. So when you stand in that particular lane, no one has gotten in that lane. The closest person to get into Flo-rida's lane isn't even a rapper. It's Jason Derulo.
Yeah. Oh, wow, singer.
That's a singer. That's what I'm saying. So no rapper, and 50 Cent was talking about it the other day. He was on a podcast and he was saying, you know, the biggest rapper, he's like, folks are gonna say Jay-Z, folks are gonna say whatever they're gonna say. But he was like, man, as far as global, as far as international perspective, he said, man, it's Flo-rida. There's like, what? It's like, man, it's Flo-rida. It's like this man is in his own lane.
Flo and Pitt?
Pitt ain't black.
Oh, black wise. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, but you know, Pitt,
you're right.
Pitt ain't even, you know what I mean?
No, you're right.
Pitt,
he was able to, it was easier for him a little bit.
You know what I mean? I guess you could say they you know, probably to each other, they probably feel, go ahead.
This is what I look at right here. Like, Low is 91 million views on YouTube. Round here is 152. Right here is 152 views.
Yeah.
Whistle is 485 million. Good Feelings, 440 million.
My house a billion.
You know what I'm saying?
Word?
Yeah.
A billion?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like the numbers is incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And those are numbers before the streaming. So you gotta understand
those
the
are
reason
numbers
why
before streaming.
YouTube.
you have to understand. You have to understand another thing about Flo, and of course, you know, we celebrating the rider's birthday today. You got to understand that when he came out 2009 with Low, he was the biggest on Black Planet, MySpace. You know what I mean? There was no streaming. Like, this was the beginning of streaming. So he has 2 Guinness Book of World Records. One for Low, 10 weeks #1 around the world. 10 weeks in a row. Followed by Right Round, which then broke the record for Low.
And that was crazy.
So it wasn't even YouTube. That's why even on those particular numbers, I would say the song, because his #1 selling record is Low. To this day, it is Low. Like, Low still sells about 2,000 copies a week, bro.
That's a lot.
11 years later, bro. Still selling 2,000 per week. Per week. The numbers come out every week. Still minimum 2,000 every week.
I thought it was just really cool that because it was pivotal. During that time, 2005, I remember the first when Birthday Cake came out. And that's Juke started when Low started. Sean was out and I'm So High came out because Def was playing both records on Power 96. You know what I'm saying? And it was just when Low dropped and it was like number one. And I think they dropped right round like about a month later? It was about a month later when they dropped right round, and it was like this beat out Low, and I'm like, this man got 2 Guinness Book of World Records. And you know me, I go right to the light skin thing. I was like, look, he's light skinned. He's a Greek god to the world. You know what I'm saying? And every record, Whistle, Feel Good, it was like, oh man, this guy, he's in his own lane. There's nobody that is doing what Flo's doing. You know, and even when we heard the new music the other day, it was cool because you heard Flo-rida traditional music, and then you heard new Flo-rida music, like, and to see that evolution, you know what I mean, it's gonna be a treat to watch this go.
Yeah, man. So when you talking about, again, Low is his number one, it's diamond, you know, in terms of what it's sold. But My House has the most YouTube views because YouTube has been established. It wasn't established when Low came out. Like, digital back then or virtual back then was MySpace and Black Planet.
Right.
So
or Napster and that crap.
Right. And Napster, once they got sued, you know, that kind of changed that. But My House is 2015, so that's how you end up with 1 billion views. Even though My House was his last number one record in 2015, it has 1 billion views, but it hasn't sold as many as Low. It hasn't sold as many as Low, but it's just, this is the new platform.
But so many streams are considered as sales now.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying,
in My House, I remember it got on the Pizza Hut commercial
for Super Bowl,
and that was like, whoa, that was nice.
Super Bowl, man. So definitely, man, it's been awesome, man, going around the sun, you know, with this brother, man, and just seeing what it is and the global impact. And folks say, man, how does he keep it humble? And you know, keep it humble by surrounding himself with day one people. Like, you don't see a bunch of industry folks, you know, come around here, whatever, man. Because one of the things that, you know, when we around like industry people and whatnot, bro, it's always, they know how to spend your money. They ain't never trying to spend their money. They're always trying to spend your money or tell you how to spend your money. You know what I mean? Like, bro, when other artists come around, other big artists, not like local artists that's like family, but when we're around other like big artists and whatnot, bro, I clear it, man. I clear it, man, because I know how this thing gonna
How it's gonna turn out. Yeah.
I know how it's gonna turn out, man. It just ends up being like the first time when you're around it, man, you're like, oh, this is cool. I'm with this guy. But then you find out, you know, and see, because Flo's so generous, man, and you find out, you know, they're going to end up balling out. And then when I'm looking at the receipts and the bills or whatever, we got the receipts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Meaning, we pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, this dude, or, you know, this artist is an icon. But that's how he is. You know what I'm saying?
Really
somebody come around like an artist, you know, they coming up. I
He's
remember we was
a
in
fan.
Vegas with I remember we was in Vegas, you know, for a show, and we went to I think we went to the Dreas. We went to Dreas like on a Thursday night. Thursday night is always Future's DJ. What's Future's DJ name?
Oh, what's his name?
With the
with the hair.
Yeah, with the hair. But Future's DJ does Thursday nights at Dress. So they bought out I think they bought out Fabulous. I think we was there with. I think Fabulous was there. So we out there chilling. We just doing what we do, and it was like, yo, Keith Sweat is in the building, and he really wants to meet you. He's a fan. So, Flo, like, went over there to Keith Sweat.
DJ
Esco. Man, Flo went over there to Keith Sweat, bro. We all Keith Sweat fans. We all, playing his music, whatever. Man, Keith Sweat is just over there like, man, God, just throwing like, because the folks, especially like the, he couldn't leave.
He couldn't leave.
Really?
They was like, you're not going nowhere.
You can't go nowhere,
You
bro.
staying right here.
You want to stay right here. And then you talk about collaborations, man. The great Etta James for a good feeling, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Then when that record, was bubbling, she passed away.
Yep.
You talking about right after Chess Records and Beyonce played, the role of Etta James. So to have a record with her and, what's her name, Brenda Adams, who sang the song when he plays piano in the dark. Have her on the great Nina Simone on How I Feel, like, just some of the great artists, man. But this is Etta James, man. Etta James, with Flo, man. Of course, man, it's a celebration. It's the rider's birthday, so. Here on Ask Mathis, man, we left Facebook Live so we can come on IG Live and give y'all a little taste. Let y'all know what we on.
Yeah, we here, people.
Teddy T, so what up? Your girl Jessica just joined us, man. Tony Marcia, welcome to the Ask Mathis show. Teddy T, Reggie Mathis, and DJ Newkirk. It's Flo-rida's birthday. So y'all know. Celebration, y'all. So this record right here, like I said, this is with the late great Etta James. And then if you look at the record, How I Feel, that's with Nina Simone. Nina Simone, birds flying high, how I feel. Ooh.
Wow.
Yes, indeed, man. So, been blessed, man, to sell over 100 million records, man.
100 million copies? Records?
100 million records, man.
That's what's up, man.
Which lets you guys know how we, why we are where we are and why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Of course, man, with the FYFL, man, with the cheerleaders, the future leaders, and all these other things, giving back to the community because, the community is what produces you. And so, we look, y'all saw last Thursday, one of the products of the FYFL, Cameron Davis, did his thing. Cam Harris, I'm sorry, he changed his name. Cam Harris, did his thing, man, at UM, but came right through the FYFL. Naquan Wright at University of Florida. All these guys, right here since they was shortest, giving back. And it's because, when Flo was young and he was staying in the APTs, Reggie White, the late great Reggie White from Philadelphia, from the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers, where he won his first and only Super Bowl, came to his apartments and told him, you could be anything you want to be. And he always remembered that. And that's why he always goes back and gives back, because he remembers that, man. So
that's what's up.
We can talk a little politics right quick, man. So, we've been talking all week about how the Democrats are doing poorly with the Hispanic community. They're not doing as well as they need to be doing with the Latino community. And so here's a little stunt, and I'm gonna call it a stunt, Teddy T. So the House of Representatives, the Senate Republicans blocked a bill that would have granted temporary status to the Venezuelans. Over 1 million Venezuelans have left Venezuela during this particular time of civil unrest, dealing with Maduro and trying to get Maduro out of office, who's the dictator over in Venezuela. So I think they're using that. Basically, they would not have had any fear or threat of deportation had the bill passed, giving them temporary status during that particular time. And Senator John Thune, from one of the Dakotas, man, which, that really, really, really burns my butt. Mm-hmm. Anytime I see somebody from Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota, to some extent Iowa, and I'm being biased, being in these heavily populated regions, but when these small areas and regions had the ability to come in and just stop everything, it kind of make you mad. It makes me mad. Like, somebody from South Dakota by themselves is gonna come in and be like, no. Like, that's crazy.
But not last week, a couple of weeks ago, we did have, it was President Trump was down here with the Venezuelans in Doral, telling them he had their back and everything like that.
Correct, and that's why.
Are they gonna forget this?
That's why, we'll see, because they've been pretty good with the putting out commercials like in real time. Like, they've been pretty good at putting out commercials in real time for the Biden campaign. So Biden came out and gave a speech yesterday saying that, they give lip service, but they don't actually come in there and support. So they need to put this on Venezuela, on Telemundo, and all those other Spanish radio stations and ads, and say, they come talk, but they not doing. So, that was I think I still say it was a stunt, man. It was a stunt.
Mm-hmm. It was Nathan Block, is that him?
No, John Thune.
John Thune. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Thune. Thune. Handsome guy, man, but he was a guy. John Thune, let me tell you, man. John Thune is a guy I had a lot of hope for back in the day, because he looks like, what you would want, or what you grew up thinking your president would look like. Tall, dark, handsome, white dude, comes in there, don't sound prejudiced, talks nice and look you in the eye and make you feel like, oh, he's listening to you and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, man, John Thune, he done got comfortable, which this is definitely my view, and the views expressed on Ask Mathis are not those of International Music Group, Strong Arm Productions, Tamar Flo-rida Dillard, or Lee Freezy Prince, but of those of the person that's expressing them. What I'm thinking,
this
Teddy,
guy right here,
is that, you see him? What I'm thinking is John Thune got him by 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows not to seek higher office, because they basically said, we're gonna spray you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna spray you. There's a lot of folks, man, that could do some great things for the country, but
their lifestyle, even if they aren't harming anybody, sometimes they are harming people, because you find out folks are pedophiles, and you find out, other things like that. But, because he's a guy, you would think, like, why hasn't he been considered for vice president at least? All these other things, bro. But, he just, he's in the leadership, and he's just like, hey, I'm, with people with so much ambition, you would say, like, why wouldn't the one who looks like the natural guy, where is he? So that, I can't, that's the world we live in, man. You can't help but speculate that somebody got something on him. As Teddy says, somebody has neutralized, Mr. Thune, to make it where he feels like
he can't do anything else. He's been neutralized, you know. And what a segue, man. We talking about these pedophiles. So y'all heard about this new flick that's on Netflix, man. It's called Cuties. Oh man, so there's a new show. It's it debuted down in Cannes at the Cannes Film Festival in France, and it's a French film, and it's really about the dance crave, and these dance moms. We've seen certain reality shows about dance moms here and whatnot, but the trailers and the artwork that Netflix used in promoting the series over sexualizes these young girls.
Wow, I see it.
Oh man, so Teddy, bruh, I got to get you on tape so I can show my daughter, cause you are just like the guy she called creepy earlier today. She was like on this on the stuff with the Netflix. All the comments that they was getting was from the guys who was like, oh wow, like yeah, this is like, they were actually commenting. So I haven't seen it, so I let Teddy always keep it real, and Teddy just looked at it and said, ooh wee, wow. What are you looking at, Teddy?
The trailer.
No, I haven't seen it. So
Yeah.
what particular image that
you
made you say, ooh wow?
When you look at these are young girls that they got dressed up like models, like they're kids. Like you could tell that they're kids. You know what I'm saying? And they
so you mean ooh wee, like, oh yeah, I see why they saying
like
that.
I see why they saying
Not
that.
that ooh wee, like
no. Like,
okay.
No.
Okay. I'm like, Teddy,
I'm
Teddy.
not on that. I don't like young girls.
I know, Teddy. We came at him with something the other day talking about Odell Beckham saying, when I fly you out, don't take no bath for the day.
Yeah.
Teddy was with it, so I don't know.
You look at this joke, that doesn't even. That's
Right.
almost like a grown woman.
Yeah, that's a grown woman shot. That's
That
a
girl like
makeup.
9 and 10 years old. She like 9 and 10 years old.
Why are they dressing their kids up like this?
And that's what Netflix is saying, that they apologize for the artwork, but they're saying that it's really not what the movie is about. But and they're saying they gotta do new. Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that they'll do that, but it's like, man. But there should be like, this is the thing with me. There should be, you shouldn't be able to do this, Like there was a show, I watched this show the other day where, when you see Charles Bronson, you gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there was a show about this girl. His daughter was on a bus, and a Chinese guy just went up her skirt and touched her, and she's like, "Oh my God, he just touched me," and he got off. So come to find out later on, his daughter got kidnapped into a prostitution ring, and Charles Bronson and them, they got him. They brought the girl home. So the guy and his wife came to his house to bring them gifts. And one of the things that his daughter said, he wore a pendant. He wore a nice suit with a pendant. And she saw the pendant and looked, and he noticed that it was the same girl, but she didn't say nothing to her father at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this dude, his daughter went through prostitution, and he's around here touching girls.
That's terrible. Listen, and then you get something like that happened. Well, not that specifically, but where you said somebody went up with a skirt, but it was a man. I remember I was working at the airport. It was a man that went under another woman's skirt. I believe it was on Southwest or it was on American Airlines. And she was sleeping, and he put his hand under her skirt or whatever, and then he ended up getting kicked off the plane. And he said, well, my president said it was okay to grab him by the, what.
That's right. That's what he said.
That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? So if you get people, just watching somebody else something and then they emulate the same thing that someone else is doing, it's terrible, man.
Wow, man. So before we get up out of here, and Teddy, you cue us up, man, on this throwback birthday edition of, Flo-rida man on his birthday. 29 German cops suspected of sharing images of Hitler are suspended. So in Germany right now, where Hitler is banned basically from all public, what have you, man, they they over there dealing with their own version of right wing extremism.
And we're the leader of that right now because of
one
what's
of the,
going on
One
here.
of the pictures that they have, so These 126 images included swastikas, a fabricated picture of a refugee in the gas chamber, and the shooting of a black man.
Mm-hmm.
So that just lets you know exactly what they're on, you know. And if you saw the town hall meeting the other day with the president, where the brother asked him, you know, something that we talk about on this show all the time. When you say "Make America Great Again," can you say exactly what period you're talking about? And
somebody asked him that?
Yes.
Thank God.
A brother,
right.
a brother, articulate brother, stood up and says, when you say "Make America Great Again," do you not understand that to the, you know, millions, tens of millions of black people who are in this country, that we ask ourselves, you know, great for who?
Great. Yeah.
And was that period great for us as well? So why are we looking back? If you want to take some of the good things that happened, putting the man on the moon in 1969, or defeating the Nazis after World War II, or some accomplishment that we were a part of too, and say, okay, we want to take that spirit and build upon that, build further upon that. But don't say we want to make America great again, like, you know, what, 1959? That wasn't great for us.
18 something.
You know what I mean? It wasn't great. It wasn't great for us. So do you not understand? So he asked him, so Mr. President, do you not understand when you say that? Do you not understand how you alienate a whole bunch of people who do not feel included in that? And he just sitting there and started talking about statistics, unemployment statistics, and all this other stuff he's talking about, and that he's done more for us than anybody.
Besides
this, you know, but not understanding, not even thinking about what he's talking about. He's not even thinking about what he's talking about, and that's the thing. These are like sound bites in his head that he hasn't even fully thought. No one's even made this guy take a test or think about anything, like, to really push him. Because when you ask him a question, he will answer it the way he wants to answer it.
Right.
He won't give you a yes or no. He'll give you what he wants to say. And if you've asked him an uncomfortable question, he's going to say, he's not going to even address it head on. He's going to talk about something else that might be close, or change the subject, or say that was a bad question, or go off on your dress, or go off on your looks. Say, oh, that was a horrible question. That was a gotcha question. That was so disgusting. How could you? You know what I mean?
Call me a liar
instead of just, you know, answering the question. And that's the problem. Like, we need an adult. We need an adult in the room. Like, Trump reminds me of, like, the best babysitter I ever had. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of the best babysitter I ever had. Let you stay up all night. You ordering nothing but pizzas. You know what I mean? If my parents gone for a week, I'm going to have about 20 pizzas.
Right.
Because that's all we own. That's all we own. I remember I spent one Thanksgiving by myself. My parents went somewhere, and I convinced them
home alone
to stay home. And my older sister was working. That she was working at McDonald's or whatever, and I think she wanted to go see her boyfriend. So I think after church, now this couldn't have been Thanksgiving if you're saying after church, but I just remember my sister went to Burger King and got me 2 Whoppers. And, you know, I got 2 Whoppers. And when I came home, I was good. You didn't have to check on me. I was good. I had 2 Whoppers. I didn't even know, like, I was supposed to be having turkey and dressing. I had 2 Whoppers and I was Gucci. Donald Trump is that way. You come in leaving with your kids or whatever, you know, we playing video games. We looking in Hustler and Penthouse and Playboy. We doing that stuff. We playing pranks. You know, I can see him as a fun guy. Like, we throwing rocks at people. We doing all this stuff, man. Like, you know, that's the thing. Shout out my brother Marcellus Johnson. Was good. He said, "Where's Mike Pence when this guy speaks out. Mike Pence is keeping his mouth closed, brother, because
I got what you sent me with Mike Pence and Joe Biden. If you want to,
yeah, you can put that up there. Mike Pence, my brother, is sitting back because nobody wants to take on Trump. Mm-hmm. Nobody in the Republican Party wants to take on Trump because they're afraid that they're going to get primary or he's going to lose support, because the people who follow him blindly. Mm-hmm. And because they follow him blindly, if you come in there and you say something, then everybody's just going to come in there and just bring that to you. Mm-hmm. And Mike Pence is just sitting back saying, man, if I don't say nothing, if I just sit back and chill, then when my time comes, I'm going to be the guy. And I'm going to get his support. And then if you look at Mike Pence's wife, you see also, you know what I'm saying, he don't mind going down to Mar-a-Lago. You know what I mean? He don't mind going down there to Mar-a-Lago, tell his wife, hey, I got to go do something with the president. And be down in Mar-a-Lago for a couple days. Be back. And they like, where's Mike Pence? He's do not disturb. That's right. Do not disturb. Well, they probably serving him up. They serving him up. They serving him up.
So Biden and Pence cross paths?
At 9/11, on 9/11 in New York. So they celebrated 19 years of 9/11. And as part of that, and that's, a lot of people don't like that about Joe Biden. But Joe Biden, was in the Senate. Mm-hmm. He was the youngest guy elected when his wife and 3 children in a car accident. His two sons survived, but they was in the hospital. But his wife and daughter did not, and they died. And so he got sworn into the U.S. Senate. From the hospital. He's been in the Senate, for 40 years.
That's a great commercial. When I see that commercial, it make you feel the empathy for him.
Yeah, especially you, Teddy, being in the accident. I know you probably feel that, bro. Because did you see your life flash, or you don't remember nothing?
I don't remember nothing. I wasn't coherent at all.
Yeah, man. That's there was a time, bro. I remember when folks were especially in school, man. We had a brother out of Fort Lauderdale named Joel who died coming home. He was going to Clark. He went to Mount Olive, and Joel was coming home, Christmas or something like that, died at the wheel, fell asleep. There's another brother from Texas, man. I remember, was in school named Aldrich, brother named Aldrich. He had a, he just knew he was going to be a lawyer. He had a car, a Subaru, and had pre-law. He had pre-law on the back, man. He used to wear these boots, cowboy boots, man. And he was the most confident brother I've ever seen. He and his girl died, on the road, coming down here, bro. So, that's the thing as a parent when you talk about your kids, man, and get behind, the wheels of the car, get behind the wheel. When you done been, and all my friends, man, they know, bro. I done been through, but I know what God has done for me. I know what God has done for me, bro, because I can't sit here and tell anybody about nothing, because I just know we rolling one time, in Pompano, and I'm so zooted. I'm so zooted, bro. You turn on Dixie, where it's supposed to be Dixie. I'm supposed to make that left on Dixie, and instead of making that left on Dixie, bro, I turn on the railroad tracks. So I'm driving on the railroad track before I, you know what I mean, bro? They're like, yo, bro, you on the railroad, but I was done. Yeah. Done. Stupid like that. You know what I mean? Just doing crazy stuff, man. So
that's what I tell people. I said, I know I'm a walking testimony that God is real, and I got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, shout out 4 Mil, man. We're good to see my brother 4 Mil doing this thing and tuning in, joining us. Twin ASF, what up? Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Ask Mathis. We just giving y'all a little taste, man. We usually be on Facebook Live and on YouTube, but I said, man, for the Rider's birthday, we're going to come in and just, make sure we get a broader audience You know, my brother 4 Mil, man. It's always good to see 4 Mil. Ain't nothing but a good time when you see 4 Mil, man. We up out of here, bro.
And we're going to be out with my theme song.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a woman, show me how you do. I wanna shut down the club with you. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones, wild ones, wild ones.
Like crazy, foolish, stupid, party go out, just pumping music. I might lose it, glass to the roof, how we lose it, lose it, lose it. I don't care tonight, she don't care, we like almost there, the right vibe, ready to get live, ain't no surprise, take me so high, jumping those dives, surfing the crowd. Then I gotta be the man on the head of my band, mic check 1, 2. Shut them down in the club when the Playboy does, so they all get loose, loose, out the bottle. We all get fit till again tomorrow. Gotta break rules, that's the motto. Club shut down, 100 supermodels.
Hey, I heard you were a wild one. Ooh, if I took you home and be a woman, show me how you do. I wanna shut down the club with you. Hey, I heard you like the wild ones, wild ones, wild ones.
Party rocker, push no stopper, more shampoo, number 1 club hopper. Got a hangover like too much vodka. Can't see me with 10 binoculars, so cool. No doubt by the end of the night, got the clothes coming off, then I make that move. Somehow, some way, gotta raise the roof. All black shades when the sun come through. It's on like everything goes. Wild life, baby, to the freak it shows. What happens to that body is a private show. Stays right here, private show. I like a mundane, don't talk that high pain. Tolerance bottoms up when it's champagne. My life, come on, Muhammad, then we hit Spain. Too easy with you there, we get insane.
It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation. You're such a hot temptation. It's such a
I got the wild ones, high ones, do what I ones, even shy ones. Up 1, 2, get to the middle and throw it back to me. Nobody do it like you, do that for me. Sheesh, don't blow half on the halftime freaks. Let's talk Biscayne, shout out South Beach. Loose some loose, what's up? I broke the leash. Yeah. You got all 3 eyes on the prize. Right now. I got a real good thing on the rise. Right now. And it's worth every bit of my time. Right now. I'm revved up GTA. I'm trying to see it right now. What's your ETA?
It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation. You're such a hot temptation. It's such a
I got a payphone and a play phone. I gotta get it, baby, I can never stay long. I'm A1, hit 'em with the A1 sauce. Since day one, I've been A1 sauce. It's a vibe. Rockin' the champagne flute, hit the lights. Feeling like a damn good time to be alive. And you're looking like a snack, shawty, pull it to the side. You got all 3 eyes on the prize. Right now. I got a real good thing on the rise. Right now. And it's worth every bit of my time. Right now. I'm revved up GTA. I'm trying to see it right now. What's your ETA?
It's such a good vibration. It's such a sweet sensation.
I just have to say, oh la, we should get acquainted like, oh my God. I don't speak your language, but hey mama, don't need no translation, just come right here and make your body say it, yeah. Oh la, don't know what to say, like a lollipop, yeah, that's how you taste, sweeter than what's in an ice cream truck. You a charm and you give me good luck, really no need to speak too much. Oh, what you with me say? Don't know your name right now, but that need to change right now. I saw you across the room, and I just had to say, Gucci nunca, nunca falla. Yeah. Te quiero conocer. Tell me what's your name. Vengo de Colombia, baby, if you wanna play. Te quiero conocer. Tell me what's your name. Vengo de Colombia, baby, if you wanna play.
Don't know your name right now, but that doesn't change right now. Saw you across the room, and I just had to stay.
Hola, hola, la, quiero conocerte ya. Oh my God, aunque no me entiendas, but
Hey mama, I don't need no translation, just come right here and make your body say it. You here for vacation, and I'm here for temptation. I'ma put it on you, let's see if you can take it. Oh la, we should get acquainted like oh my God. I don't speak your language, but hey ma, I don't need no translation, just come right here and make your body say it.
hiphop.com.
I'm about to cut out the dance floor. Make some room. I'm about to cut out the dance floor. Make some room. I'm about to cut out the dance floor. Make some room. I'm about to cut out the dance floor. Make some room. I'm sticking, I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing. I'm sticking, I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing. I'm sticking, stick, I'm rolling, roll. I'm drinking, drink, I'm blowing, blow. I'm sticking, I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing. I'm sticking, I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing. Post up, meme up, whatever you wanna do. Post up, meme up, whatever you wanna do. Post up, meme up, whatever you wanna do. Post up, meme up. Back to the boogie, just slide, wild out, slide, wild out, slide, wild out, slide, wild out. No, you can't stop my vibe. Oh no, you can't stop my vibe. Oh no, you can't stop my vibe.
24hourhiphop.com.
You can't stop my vibe. Oh no, you can't stop my vibe. Oh no, you can't stop my vibe. Oh no.
I'm about to blow out the candles on the birthday, man, I make your wish come true. I'm about to blow out the candles on the birthday, man, I make your wish come true. I'm about to blow out the candles on the birthday, man, I make your wish come true. I don't want no cake on my birthday, I want my cake like Scarface fool. Earth day, I wanna stick and move. Earth day, I wanna stick like glue. Earth day, I wanna stick with my crew. Earth day, D-boys come through. After hours from day to power, got Johnson & Johnson, baby powder. That DMX, it get the power. Expedition like Eddie Power. Roll your boat at the port of Miami. Call us fuck of the coke. I know the real Sam Sneak, nigga, that ain't no. Take one with the freaks and we ain't Coco's. Got touch to blow, get it for the low. Represent the pro boys, but we got no boys. My yard is turquoise, the ocean, you moist. Escalator, we can roll in the Rolls Royce.
I got a pocket full of money. Talk about a big bank roll. I got a pocket full of money. Talk about a big bank roll. I got a pocket full of money. Talk about a big bank roll. Got a pocket full of money. Talk about a big bank roll. I'm sticking, I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing. I'm sticking,
24hourhiphop.com.
I'm drinking, I'm blowing. I don't care nothing about a so-called thug in the street in the middle of the club, buddy. You can get drugged.
of the club, buddy, you can get drugs. You can get drugs. You can get drugs. Right here in the middle of the club, baby, you can get drugs. I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing, I'm sticking, I'm rolling, I'm drinking, I'm blowing, stick, roll, drink, blow, roll, stick and roll, stick and roll,
Let it rain. Come on.
Shoulda had them apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shoulda got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. Turned around and gave that big booty a smash. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shoulda got low. I ain't never seen nothing that'll make me go this crazy. I'm like spinning my dough. Had $1 million vibe in the body to go. Them birthday cakes, they stole the show. So sexual, she was flexible, professional, drinking Xano. Hold up, wait a minute, do I see what I think I will? Did a thing I seen, sure they get low. Ain't the same when it's up that close. Make it rain, I'm making it snow. Work the pole, I got the bang bro. I must say that I prefer them no clothes. I'm into that, I love women exposed. She threw it back at me, I gave her more. Cash ain't a problem, I know where it goes. She had them apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. Turned around and gave that big booty a smash. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. Shorty, what I gotta do to get you home? My jeans full of guap and they ready for shows. Cadillacs, Maybach for the sexy grown. Patron on the rocks that'll make you moan. 1 stack, come on. 2 stacks, come on. 3 stacks, come on. Now that's $3 grand. What you think I'm playing? Baby girl, I'm the man. I've been a rubber band. That's what I told her. Her legs on my shoulder. I knew it was over. That Henny and Cola got me like a soldier. She ready for Rover. I couldn't control her. So lucky on me, I was just like a clover. Shorty was hot like a toaster. Sorry, but I had to fold her. Like a pornography poster. She showed her apple bottom jean boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. Them baggy sweatpants and the Reeboks with the straps. Turned around and gave that big booty a smash. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, shawty got low. Yeah, she was worth the money. The mama took my cash, and I ain't want it back. The way she bit that ass, got her them papers, tattoo above her crack. I had to handle that. I was on it, sexy woman, kept me showing, made me want it. 2 in the morning, I'm zoning, and them rose bottles foaming. She wouldn't stop, made it dry. Shorty did that poppin' line, had to break her off that crowd. Yeah, I was fine just like McGlide. Apple bottom jean boots with